Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Howard's Opinion, the premier destination for unfiltered and uncompromising sports analysis. I'm your host, Howard, and I'm thrilled to have you join me today as we dive into the world of sports. As we kick off this episode, I want to tackle a story that's been making waves in the NFL. The Buffalo Bills, a team with a rich history and a passionate fan base, are once again looking to make a deep playoff run. But, as we've seen time and time again, their postseason aspirations have been thwarted by none other than the Kansas City Chiefs. According to NFL analyst Nate Burleson, the Bills have all the ingredients to be an elite team, but they consistently come up short against the Chiefs. Burleson points out that it's not just about having talented players, but also about being prepared for every scenario that may arise during a game. He cites the example of a crucial play last season where the Bills' offense was caught off guard by a blitz from the Chiefs' defense, resulting in an incomplete pass and a lost opportunity. Now I know what you're thinking, Howard. This is just another case of a team not being able to close out games. But, my friends, it's more than that. It's about the culture and mindset of an organization. The Chiefs have built a winning culture where they expect to win and prepare for every eventuality. On the other hand, the Bills are still searching for that elusive consistency. Burleson's comments resonated with me because they highlight the difference between good teams and great teams. Good teams may have talented players, but great teams have a cohesive unit that can adapt and overcome adversity. The Chiefs have been able to do just that, winning 9 straight AFC West titles and appearing in the last 7 AFC Championship games. So, what's holding the Bills back? Is it the lack of a dominant pass rush? Or perhaps it's the inconsistent play from their secondary? Whatever the reason, one thing is clear. The Bills need to find a way to overcome their postseason struggles if they want to be considered among the elite teams in the league. As we continue to explore this story and more, I want to hear from you. What do you think is holding the Bills back? Can they finally break through and make a deep playoff run? Share your thoughts with me on social media using the hashtag Howard's Opinion. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Speaking in my signature style as the host of Howard's Opinion, welcome back to Howard's Opinion, folks. We're glad you're still with us as we dive into the world of sports, particularly the National Football League. Today we're discussing predictions for the AFC and NFC North divisions. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Howard, why should I care about these predictions? Well, my friends, understanding the dynamics of each division can give us insight into which teams are likely to make a deep run in the playoffs. Now, let's get into it. The Baltimore Ravens and Detroit Lions have been the reigning champions of their respective divisions for the past 2 seasons. However, as we all know, complacency can be a team's worst enemy. The Cincinnati Bengals, with their young and prolific offense, and the Pittsburgh Steelers, who've brought in Aaron Rodgers to manage the game, are both looking to dethrone the Ravens. Meanwhile, the Cleveland Browns are in a rebuild period, but they've got some exciting rookies on board. In the NFC North, the Green Bay Packers, led by Jordan Love, could potentially take the crown from the Lions. The Minnesota Vikings are looking to develop their young quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, while the Chicago Bears, under new head coach Ben Johnson, hope to turn Caleb Williams' glimpses of brilliance into consistent production. The first things first, Crew has weighed in with their predictions. Nick Wright has the Ravens and Bengals making the playoffs in the AFC North, while Danny Parkins thinks the Steelers will sneak into the postseason as well. Over in the NFC North, Chris Broussard believes the Packers will make a deep run alongside the Lions and Bears. Now, I know what you're thinking. Predictions are just that, predictions. But it's always interesting to see how these experts think the season will play out. And who knows, maybe one of these teams will surprise us all and make a run for Super Bowl LX. As we continue to break down the NFL season, we'll be keeping an eye on these divisions and seeing how they unfold. The question is, can the Ravens and Lions maintain their dominance, or will new challengers emerge? Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Howard's Opinion. speaking in a deep, resonant voice. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, folks. We've got one more story to dive into before we wrap up today's show. And this one is all about the world of golf, specifically the LIV Golf Tour and its latest stop in New Orleans. Pauses for dramatic effect. Now, I know what you're thinking. What's the big deal about a golf tournament? Well, my friends, this one is different. The state of Louisiana is shelling out $5 million to host the event, plus an additional $2.2 million to improve the Bayou Oaks course in City Park. That's a total of $7.2 million in public funding for a single golf tournament. Incredulous tone. And let me tell you, that's not all. The event is expected to bring in around $40 million in economic activity to the local economy, which sounds great on paper, but we need to take a closer look at the numbers. I mean, who's really benefiting from this deal? Is it the local community, or is it just a handful of wealthy golf enthusiasts? Skeptical tone. Now, I'm not saying that golf isn't a great sport, it is. But when you're talking about public funding for a private event, that's when things get murky. And let's not forget, this is the same LIV Golf Tour that's been making headlines for its Saudi-backed financing and questionable human rights record. Serious tone. So, what does this mean for the city of New Orleans? Will this event really bring in the economic benefits that officials are promising, or will it just be a wash? And what about the potential risks? I mean, we're talking about hosting an outdoor event in June, in the middle of hurricane season. That's just asking for trouble. Dramatic pause. But hey, as they say, the show must go on. And if the people of New Orleans are willing to take that risk, then so be it. Just don't say I didn't warn you. Right tone. And finally, I have to give a shout out to Governor Jeff Landry, who said that he loves LIV golf because it's a party. Well, I'm glad someone's having fun, Governor. But let's not forget, this is a serious business we're talking about. Public funding, economic development, and the future of our cities. Closing remarks. That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, these are some of my humble thoughts. Keep on thinking, folks.